Hello people, welcome back to my channel. This is So with Pivot. Please don't forget to subscribe to my channel, give this video a thumbs up. Thank you. So today we're going to be learning how to make this beautiful dress for a girl of 6 to 7 years old. So I made use of this flowered Mikado fabric, and this was like 2.5 yards. So I folded my fabric into 4, and then I made the back bodice to be 1.5 inches wider than the front because we'll be adding a zipper. Her main gown length is 33 inches. However, this upper part is 20 inches plus 1 inch is 21 inches. So we'll make up using ruffles. The width of this fabric is 11 inches on fold. Her shoulder measurement is 12 inches, divided by 2 is 6 inches plus half inches. I marked 6.5 inches. I came down by half-inch shoulder slope. Then from that point, I took the armhole, which is 6.5 inches. For the neck width, I took 3.5 inches. However, you can decide to take 3, but I took 3.5 inches. I wanted a wide neckline. For the back neck depth, I took 1 inches, and then I'll go ahead and connect it. While for the front neck depth, I took 2.5 inches, so I'll connect it this way. So her chest measurement divided by 4 is 6.5 inches plus 2 inches, 8.5 inches. So because the hem is wide, I'm going to be using her hips measurement divided by 4. Then I added 4 inches extra, so I have 11 inches. So I'll go ahead and connect. Okay, now I want to work on the front armhole because it's not supposed to be same with the back. So I'll take my tape and measure the midpoint. The midpoint here is 3.25 inches. Then from that point, I came out by half inches. Then I'll connect it to the shoulder and to the armhole. So on this hem point, I came up by 1 inch, then I connected it back to the hem of the dress. So we cut. So I'm going to open up my back bodice, and then this is what we have for the back. I'm having 2 separate pieces, right? Then I'll bring my front bodice. I'm going to cut the armhole and then also the neckline. So I went ahead to cut neck facing, and then this is what we have. So basically I'm going to be turning the neck with the facing. Okay, for our gathers frill, this is what I have. I have 2 pieces of this, and then the length is 14 inches while the width is 60 inches. So I'll basically go ahead and then run a gather stitch on both pieces. So this is my bodice. I already turned it out using a facing. This is my front bodice, and then this is my back bodice, properly turned with a facing. So it's time for me to make my gathers, and wow, this was so hard, because it's a Mikado fabric. It was very thick, so I had to resort to using needle and thread. So I used hand needle and thread to make my gather stitch. Please, if you know you are enjoying this tutorial up to this point, Don't forget to subscribe to my channel, okay? Thank you. So after making the stitch, I'm going to bring my upper bodice and then I'm going to attach the gathers on it and then we sew. Okay, now for the back bodies, I'm going to place it together like this. Then I'm going to close it up. We'll be fixing a zip here, right? So I'm going to leave out like 6 or 8 inches here, sew it up, and then I'll bring in, place in my gathers and then sew. And this is what I have already fixed in my zip. I also went ahead to sew my gathered ruffles, and then this is what we have. For my sleeves, I have this long piece of fabric which measures 24 inches in length and 33 inches in width. I'll go ahead and fold my fabric into 2, then I'll fold again into 2. That's to say we have 4 folds. Now on this edge, I'm going to measure 2.5 inches, and then I'm going to connect it back to the top of the sleeve like this. So I'm going to notch it and then open it up, and then this is what we have. Mind you, this is just one sleeve. We've not cut the second one. This is one sleeve but it's doubled. So if you feel like your fabric is not enough, you can just make it one and then use lining to turn it over. So I'll go ahead and run a gather stitch on it. Then meanwhile, we also need a strap for this sleeve, and then this is the piece I have. This piece measures 4 inches in width, and then for the length, use your round sleeve measurement plus 4 or 5 inches. So and then you go ahead and fold it like this and sew. So I have 2 pieces for this, so I'll keep that one aside. And then this is our main sleeve, so we already gathered it, and then this is what we have. So now I'm going to introduce my strap. This is the strap. You can see I already sewed it to right. So I'll be passing it from one end of the sleeve to the other end of the sleeve. So we'll go ahead and close the 2 edges up. You know, another way to make this sleeve is just to cut our normal sleeve and then add elastic, right? But this baby girl didn't want that. She was so scared of elastic. So anyway, that was why I made it this way, and then this is what we have. So I already cut out the second sleeve also. So then we'll go ahead and fix it on the main bodies. So I'll fix it in and then we go ahead and sew. Okay, so here we already attached our sleeves. So it's left for us to now close up our sides using the allowance we left. So I closed it up using 1 inch allowance. I also went ahead to fold the hem, and this is what we have. Don't forget to subscribe to my channel, give this video a thumbs up,